Vibe coding in e-commerce is a process of compiled orchestration. It takes natural language instructions and locks them together to form functional, rigid architecture. Injecting a highly engineered prompt into the Shopify ecosystem triggers an executable application, carrying out specific, repeatable operational tasks. This mechanism drives the Design Delight Studio app library. It is a repository built entirely from these specific prompt-based applications. This library maps out 85 discrete operational tools, categorized across core business vectors: SEO, operations, and product management. The traditional software model fragments these functions. To achieve this coverage, an operator typically strings together dozens of disconnected paid subscriptions. The single prompt execution model collapses that stack. It takes structural bottlenecks and digitizes them into direct text inputs. To analyze how this architecture performs, we must examine three layers: front-end product data, back-end operational compliance, and B2B supply logistics. The execution starts with extraction. You select the necessary tool and copy the pre-structured logic directly from the DDS library interface. That copied logic is pasted into a standard LLM context window, like Claude or Gemini. That is the moment the application compiles and is ready to run. Deploying complex operational software now relies on the precision of natural language, rather than the knowledge of code syntax. We begin at the front-end presentation layer. A store's catalog requires dense, accurate product descriptions to convert visitors. An operator navigates the library, selects the product description generator, and copies its specific instruction set. Injecting this prompt into an LLM executes the task instantly. There are 0 API configurations to manage and no complex back-end integrations to troubleshoot. This relies on deterministic output. The prompt forces a rigid framework broken into 3 sections: a hook constraint, feature extraction, and metadata parameters. It dictates strict operations, demanding a compelling hook first, then extracting raw data like GOTS and GRS certifications. The final layer of this framework forces the automatic generation of SEO-optimized metadata and tags, ensuring the product ranks in search. The LLM processor handles all these layered instructions simultaneously, compiling the full output within a single context window. The prompt acts as a strict boundary system, eliminating the risk of AI hallucinations. The model has no room to invent details. Processing a massive product catalog through this execution model happens in a fraction of the time required for traditional manual copywriting. Compare this exactness against a standard unprompted AI generation, which typically yields unformatted, unusable walls of text. By defining the output parameters, the prompt transforms a generic conversational AI into a highly specialized product data engine. We can apply this logic past front-end marketing and use it for back-end operational risk management. Drafting comprehensive e-commerce privacy and shipping policies traditionally requires significant legal parsing and financial overhead. The library addresses this through the Shipping Policy Generator prompt. This specific prompt forces the LLM to outline strict operational edge cases. It systematically addresses exact return periods and precise refund grace windows, leaving no ambiguity. That structural rigor scales further when deploying the complex Privacy Policy Generator prompt. Here, the prompt executes compliance mapping, cross-referencing data handling practices against GDPR and CCPA frameworks. The instructions dictate exact clauses to parse complex cookie tracking and third-party data sharing. It also structures user data deletion protocols, ensuring complete regulatory coverage. This architectural approach forces the LLM to operate as a strict analytical legal parser. Precise prompt architecture allows operators to deploy legally compliant operational infrastructure in minutes, bypassing the need for specialized legal SaaS tools. The final test of this architecture requires looking outside the internal Shopify ecosystem toward external B2B supply chain logistics. There is often a communication gap between an independent e-commerce operator and large-scale global raw material suppliers. To bridge this gap, an operator executes the Supplier Communications prompt set. This utilizes persona orchestration. The prompt gives the LLM explicit instructions that alter its behavior, forcing it to match a specific corporate role. The resulting tone shift is immediate. The language becomes dense, professional, and focused on negotiation leverage. The prompt manages necessary operational data points, automatically requesting minimum order quantities and current stock statuses from the vendor. It standardizes inquiries regarding manufacturing certs, asking for verification of materials like 100% organic ring-spun cotton. It ensures precise material specifications are included, such as requesting exact catalog items like Stanley Stella blanks. This prompt-driven procurement workflow operates with a low error rate compared to the manual management of vendor emails. Deploying these targeted communication prompts automates the role of a procurement manager, securing external logistics through text-based protocols. We have tracked this orchestration across front-end data structuring, back-end compliance mapping, and B2B logistics routing. Now, consider that same rigorous execution across all 85 distinct prompt applications available within the complete Design Delight Studio ecosystem. This chart shows the economic implications. This library provides the functional equivalent of over $47,000 in traditional SaaS software value. A standard app stack requires heavy monthly recurring costs. The execution of LLM prompting is essentially zero cost for the operator. Relying on a unified prompt library also eliminates the technical friction of managing multiple API keys and software integrations. The evidence shows that a highly structured natural language prompt functions identically to a specialized microapplication. Lean e-commerce teams can now replace complex software integrations with these text-based workflows. The Design Delight Studio library demonstrates that operational capability now scales with the precision of the instructions provided to the model.